All right, folks, it's a beautiful day at the old ballpark, so put your mustard on that dog, grab that bag of peanuts, sip that cold one, and let's meet our Tiger of the day.
Today's Tiger video is Mike Brumley. He is represented by a 1990 Donruss, base card number 533, with an on-card auto, slabbed by stats grading. Today, we're talking about a one-year Detroit Tiger that most fans forget, until you look at the games played column. Because in 1989, Mike Brumley didn't just make the roster. He quietly became one of the Tigers' emergency answers all over the infield. If you love deep-cut Tigers history, role players, weird seasons, and guys who did a little of everything, this one's for you. Mike Brumley only spent one season in Detroit, but it was the kind of season where the team needed bodies, versatility, and someone willing to take the ball wherever the lineup card sent him. Brumley came to the Tigers in a late spring deal. March 23, 1989, Detroit picks him up from the Padres for Luis Salazar. On paper, it's a simple trade. Detroit adds a switch-hitting utility infielder with shortstop experience. But here's the catch. This was a team with Alan Trammell at short and Lou Whitaker at second. So Brumley wasn't arriving to be the guy. He was arriving to be the backup plan. Early on, Brumley's opportunities were limited. He's getting scattered at bats as a reserve, pinch runner, late-inning defender. And by mid-May, he even gets a short stint in Toledo. That's usually where the story ends for a lot of players. But 1989 Detroit didn't let stories end neatly, because injuries and roster chaos opened doors. When Trammell is sidelined with back problems, suddenly Detroit needs innings at shortstop, and Brumley's number gets called. And it's not just a play short for a day situation. Brumley ends up moving around, shortstop, second, wherever the Tigers needed a functional glove and a professional at-bat. That's the 1989 Tigers in a nutshell, constant scrambling. By the end of the season, Brumley posts a career-high workload, 92 games, 212 at-bats, 42 hits, 8 steals, and 11 RBI with a 198 average. So no, he wasn't an offensive spark plug, but he was a player the Tigers kept having to use because the season kept forcing their hand, and the season itself. Detroit finishes 59-103, last in the AL East in what was, at the time, the franchise's worst full 162-game year. Here's what makes Brumley interesting. He's a snapshot of what happens when a proud core is still on the roster, but the supporting structure is cracking. Brumley wasn't brought in to replace Trammell or Whitaker. He was brought in to support them. And in 1989, the Tigers needed support everywhere. Depth, flexibility, innings, at-bats, all of it. So while the stats don't jump off the page, his usage tells the real story. Detroit didn't have the luxury of a pure bench guy. They needed a multi-tool infielder who could survive wherever he was dropped. After that season, the Tigers moved him. January 10, 1990, Brumley is traded to Baltimore for Larry Sheets. 1 year in Detroit, then onward. Classic utility man life. A little fun fact, Mike Brumley owned a bat that became part of baseball history. In 1990, Ken Griffey Sr. and Ken Griffey Jr. hit back-to-back home runs, and Jr. used Brumley's bat for his shot. Brumley later said he kept that bat and had Sr. sign it. Mike Brumley. One season, one rough year, but a whole lot of do whatever the team needs. If you enjoyed this deep dive Tigers player story, drop a like, subscribe, and comment.